A new lawsuit targeting the estate of Jeffrey Epstein names two women as co-conspirators in the sexual abuse allegedly experienced by the plaintiff when she was 14 years old. The lawsuit, filed Wednesday by Jane Doe, seeks to hold the estate liable for Epstein's actions, including sexual battery and sexual assault. Attorneys Darren K. Indyke and Richard D. Kahn are identified in the lawsuit as executors of Epstein's estate. The lawsuit also names Sarah Kellin and Leslie Groff as two Epstein employees who allegedly facilitated Epstein's sexual abuse of Jane Doe in a 3-year period from 2002 to 2005. The lawsuit describes Epstein's sexual assaults as following the course of a methodical plan of recruitment, enticement, and attack that inflicted severe pain and anguish upon plaintiff. The lawsuit gives explicit details of how Epstein allegedly engaged in sex acts with Jane Doe when she was underage and manipulated her in a scheme of exploitation and abuse. Jeffrey Epstein case. More in Jeffrey Epstein case. All told, Doe was sexually assaulted by Epstein countless times over the course of 3 years. The lawsuit states, Epstein accusers give emotional testimony in court. The lawsuit claims that Epstein's actions were directly and indirectly facilitated by his co-conspirators, and it names two Epstein employees who scheduled Jane Doe's appointments to see Epstein and kept contact with her throughout the alleged abuse. Upon information and belief, the assistants were Sarah Kellin and Leslie Groff. The lawsuit states, Groff and Kellin were both named as potential co-conspirators in the secret 2008 non-prosecution agreement Epstein made with the U.S. Attorneys for the Southern District of Florida, then led by former Secretary of Labor Alex Acosta, according to a February 2019 opinion by Judge Kenneth Mara, who has presided over legal challenges to the 2008 agreement. The deal included language saying, the United States also agrees that it will not institute any criminal charges against any potential co-conspirators of Epstein, including but not limited to Sarah Kellin, Adriana Ross, Leslie Groff, or Nadia Marcinkova. In the new lawsuit, Jane Doe details the roles played by the two alleged co-conspirators. Kellin and Groff often asked Doe to bring other girls with her to Epstein's home. At times, Kellin and Groff directed Doe to bring with her specific girls who Epstein assaulted before requesting them by name. The lawsuit states, Doe was often paid by Kellin or Groff. Doe was also paid by Kellin or Groff whenever she brought other girls to see Epstein. Kellin and Groff were also named in a 2017 civil complaint filed by a different Jane Doe, which accused him and other defendants of having profited from the sex trafficking of an alleged victim. Groff's attorney, Michael Bachner, denied the allegations. In a statement provided to CBS News, Bachner said, as an executive assistant to Epstein, Leslie worked as part of a professional staff that included in-house attorneys, accountants, an office manager and other office staff. Leslie's job included making appointments for Mr. Epstein as directed by him, taking his messages, and setting up high-level meetings with CEOs, business executives, scientists, politicians and celebrities. At no time during Leslie's employment with Epstein did she ever engage in any misconduct. There has been no statement by Sarah Kellin's attorney on the allegations. Kellin could not be reached for comment. File photo of Jeffrey Epstein's Manhattan townhouse. Babetto Matthews, a 2005 article in the New York Times described Groff as a valued assistant to Epstein. It said Epstein bought Groff a Mercedes-Benz car and paid for a full-time nanny so she could continue working for him. For a reported $200,000 annual salary, there is no way that I could lose Leslie to motherhood. Epstein is quoted as saying in the article, it comes down to the bond, Groff said in the Times article. I know what he is thinking and I know when I need to be fast. It's a nice roll we're on. 2 days before he died in a suicide in a Manhattan jail cell, Epstein signed a will that put all of his holdings into a trust. Epstein's will claimed assets of more than $577 million. In August, a different woman, Jennifer Arauz, 32, filed a lawsuit against Epstein's estate in which she accused Epstein of sexual abuse and rape when she was 14. Arouse's lawsuits targets Epstein's longtime friend and associate Ghislaine Maxwell and 3 unnamed women who worked for Epstein in the early 2000s, claiming they provided organization support for Epstein's sex trafficking ring, and conspired with Epstein in the implementation and maintenance of his criminal enterprise. Maxwell has denied wrongdoing and has not faced any criminal charges. Let's block ads. Why?